Look, we young and we fly, don't act so surprised. We on the move and we working. We stay on our grind, Milwaukee gon' shine when we gon' move with a purpose. 414, you already know, on the way to the top and it ain't no stopping. We got the keys, we got the tea, reporting to you live with all the hot topics. 414, ay, be the wolf pack, 25-8, we gonna get to the bag. We some youngins on a mission, and this is just the beginning. We on a whole other level, and you know that we winning.
That was Peyton with our Wolfpack intro. She's a up-and-coming Milwaukee artist. This is Wolfpack 258, and we here on March 1st.
Monday.
I'm Julian. Ju.
My name is Imani, but you can call me E.
I'm Deshawn, but you can call me Shawnee.
My name Dorian, but you can call me Don.
And this is our first official episode of the Wolfpack. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing today?
How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing better.
That's good.
I ain't gonna lie, this has been a rough week for me, but just being here kind of lifts my mood. So, you know.
I think I want to piggyback off that energy
so
too.
I'm excited to get into the discussion, and, you know, I'm willing to, ready to talk to y'all and let's see how this go.
And you referring to our pre-pod?
Yeah, our pre-pod, you know.
We had some good, some good times over the weekend.
So.
But what we getting into today? What you got for us?
Yeah, for sure. So today we really want to talk about what life has been like in our 20s so far. And we want people to chime in and add to the conversation. If you already made it through your 20s, we want to know what that experience was like for you. And we just want to share our experience and what it's been like. And I kind of came up with this idea and talked to my amazing co-host about it, and they were down. We all in our 20s, so I thought that it would be really dope for us to break down, like, our experience. And we got not a very wide range, but we got people in the beginning that just started their 20s, and then we got old school over here that been in the game for a minute.
Calling me the OG, but I'm in my mid-20s, you know.
So I'm 21.
I ain't a vet yet.
I'm 20, so, you know, I'm the baby out the group.
Yes,
and I'm 26.
24.
So
we got a little something.
We got some nice perspectives
we
on the
almost
way.
there, y'all knocking 30.
Disrespectful.
But yeah, so we just really want to talk about those 20-somethings. You know, just talking about being in your 20s, everything that entails from your childhood to adulting to, you know, just them friendships that you grow up with that you may lose. Pretty much all of that. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So.
Okay. How we starting off today?
But also I wanted to make sure that the audience know, feel free to comment questions if you hear a topic, if you want us to answer that, or if you have an answer, we'll definitely highlight that throughout the podcast. Like we said, this is a podcast for y'all, so engagement is highly, highly appreciated and encouraged. So, the first question I kind of wanted to start it off is knowing yourself, which is kind of like the topic for right now, is do you feel like you really know yourself? Like, can you honestly say, I know Don, I know Julian, I know Imani, I know Deshawn. Like, do you feel like you, at this point in your life, do you know yourself?
I feel like for me personally, at this point in my life, I know me for this point in my life.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of stuff that, like, I had to learn about myself, and I'm going to be a completely different person in the next 5 years and next 10 years based on my experiences and the things that I learned. And I think for this moment, I've been learning how to really live in a moment. And so in this moment, I got a good idea of who I am. And I'm still in a space where I'm trying to embrace that and, like, really, like, that's why Love Yourself is a big movement for me, because I want to be at a place where I'm living in a moment and loving myself for who I am at that point in my life. So
Absolutely.
Me personally, I feel like I'm learning more about myself, like, every day. Like, especially, like, I feel like you learn, like, a lot about yourself when you take that journey into, like, living on your own and stuff like that. Like, when you don't really got, like, outside energies, like, affecting your everyday,
AKA
like
parents.
Like, so, like, when you gotta wake up, you know, when you gotta wake up and you just, it's all on you. Like, I feel like you learn a lot about yourself in those situations. So I feel like I just got my first apartment in, like, September. That's a major step, you know, in, like, in this 20 phase, like, you trying to move out the crib and stuff. So I mean, I feel like what I'm learning about myself is, like, I'm very expensive. Like, you know,
I get to test to that.
The stuff that I want ain't gonna come easy because you know what I'm saying, it's valuable and the stuff that I actually want. So it's like with that mindset, I just had to learn that like I'm somebody that got to stay focused and like, you know, got to keep my eye on the prize because like the stuff that I want is not gonna come easy.
What about like prioritizing?
Prioritizing, that's definitely like a big thing I'm going through right now. Just because it's like, man, just because you got it, that don't mean you got to spend it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just true. Like, that's real. Like,
something gonna come up,
bro.
Right,
something gonna always come up, and I think that's just like
saving for a rainy day.
That's something my mom told me too. Though my mom was like, she was like, getting a crib and like getting a house is not the hard part. It's maintaining it and like actually keeping up with it every month. So it's like knowing that you always just want to kind of just be having like a little stashed away like pile just to you know make sure that you paying your bills, like anything that you taking on, just make sure that you keeping up with it because at this point it's on you. Like you made that step to be like, you know, like really an adult. Like you're not under moms and them roofs, so you gotta make sure that you doing what's necessary to stay afloat because you know you're an adult now. So
yeah, I would say, do I know myself? Yes, but I feel like college helped me learn myself. I feel like before college I was just like free spirit, you know, I want to do this, but I really didn't know the hardships of life because I wouldn't say I was privileged, but I definitely had a good upbringing. And seeing all these people who didn't have family, who were, you know, horrible to them or didn't have family, or you know, they was at school by themselves.
Really
it put stuff in perspective for me, definitely. And I'm definitely more humble than when I went to college. I'm definitely more appreciative of a lot of stuff in my life. So, do I feel like I know myself? Yes. Do I feel like I still need to learn a lot more? Definitely. It's always room to grow. But I feel like I have a good understanding. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it's a process.
It's a process.
I wouldn't say I know myself, but I know characteristics of myself that's like, that's stuck. And what Cardi say? They stuck in that, there's certain stuff that's not going to change about me. But like, I'm evolving, you know what I'm saying? And you try to be better in certain ways, and then like Imani said, like certain experiences just kind of change how you move, and the ways you handle certain things. So
definitely,
I wouldn't say I fully know myself. Like we young.
We young,
Yeah.
man.
At the end of the day,
we still young. I feel old sometimes, but I be like,
we
got a long way to go. So, the next question: what do you think, or based on your experience, what is being in your 20s all about? So, like, kind of since we just entered our 20s, I said, what do you think? And then since y'all kind of, you know, you got 4-6 years on us, what has being in your 20s been about for you?
I'm going to say discipline.
Discipline?
Like, that's the one word I can say. What you think, Imani?
I think for me, my mom has always had this saying where she said, the way you live your 20s determines the quality of the rest of your life. Like, even if you like mess up in your 20s, a part of that is going, for lack of a better term, like haunt you in your 30s, your 40s. Like if you're not mindful of like how you spending your money, some of the things that y'all talked about, if you're not being like just mindful, I guess, in general of your actions during your 20s, that's really going to play a huge role on the rest of your life. Not to say you can't learn from those mistakes and grow and do better, but I think for me, my word would be defining. Like it's a defining time in your life.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It's like a setup.
Yeah, literally.
I would say discipline, and not like we can all go and expand on that. And I think, you know, earlier, like the other day, we talked about how like we all figuring out like certain ways we need to be disciplined, better ourselves in our different situations. So I think like having different types of discipline and having balance between kicking it in your 20s, because like this time too, like. Yeah. It's a unique time. Like you can't just. I don't want to say can't. There's some people that just never have fun, but I'm gonna say can't. You can't just not ever have fun or enjoy yourself and have experiences.
It's a balance.
Yeah, it's a balance. So you got to have discipline, but you got to also know how to, you know, live life and get some experiences. So going into your 30s and 40s. You got to know how to have some fun. Yeah. You don't want to just go crazy and just have all your fun in your 20s.
Yeah.
And not be set up.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Well, since I'm kind of like matriculating into my 20s, I feel like what I think being in your 20s is just learning myself and learning what I want, what I don't want, what I won't accept. You know, how I want to live my life. Kind of changing that narrative of what I saw growing up and making my own path. It's really what I feel like your 20s is about. Because there's some stuff that I seen growing up that I definitely want to keep, and there's some stuff I'm like, yeah, no, that's enough for me. No disrespect, but I don't want that. So it's just a lot of stuff that I'm just paying attention and being very observant. I'm very close to my grandparents, so when they tell me something, I'm keeping that in the back of my head. So,
so that's another point. Listening, huh?
Yeah, I'm very when it come to elders,
Active listening,
active listening, taking that, taking heed to the wisdom that they're giving, because it's a lot of older people that'll give you advice, and it's a lot of people that will criticize you too. So. Right. Just knowing to have the mentors and them people in your life that are pouring into you, not looking for nothing in return. So, I'm definitely listening.
I feel like being in your 20s is, in a way, kind of all about taking risks, because like you don't want to be sitting still, not doing nothing. Just like it's like even now, like we kind of think back like to high school, like damn, I wish I would have did sports, or I wish I would have talked to Shorty, or anything like just for real. Like I feel like now is the time to shoot all of those shots to see like if this is what you want to do, because like as we getting older it only get harder to do that type of stuff, because as you getting older you start being more dependent on money, and you start having more responsibilities, or it's like just like how we said, it's no telling what really happens or what comes up. Like my mom, she told me that too. Like you can't really expect stuff not to happen, or you know what I'm saying. Like so, you always kind of just right. Like you got to be prepared. Prepared for the worst, but still praying for the best. Like literally, that's Lil Wayne. But yeah, like so I think it's really just like some roller coaster shit, bro. Like you gotta get your turns in, like while you still can, before like like that's not something that you can really do no more. So
yeah. We also have a Wolfpack member question. He asks, is securing your financial stability a must in your 20s? That's a good question. I wouldn't say it's a must, but it's definitely a high priority for me.
But I think we got to look at the question too. He's not saying, have a certain amount of money.
No, it's
like
that's
just
subjective.
Secure a way
like
that you're
gonna
make your money.
Yeah.
Secure a way that you're going to have a plan to save money, to invest money. So, like, I think he asking about planning, and if he is,
I think
like,
so.
planning is important. Have a plan, have things in motion, have things in order by the time you're out of your 20s, so you can see that stuff come to fruition.
Yeah. I don't think it's a must for me, but just because I have a financial background, my path in life is a little different, but I definitely feel like when you're 20s, it's the time to make them risks. Like Dorian said, take them risks, take them money moves, and yeah, you might lose a couple hundred, but it's better to know the experience. I feel like a lot of stuff, the failed lessons that we have are more valuable because it's a lesson. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
I feel that too. Like even though you messed up, like even if you like. Just like I got plenty little examples, but like with a video game or something like that. Like sometimes like you don't pass the level on the first time, but like you going through that level, now you
real quick.
We didn't start it.
Yeah, real quick, man. Y'all played Crash Bandicoot. Like growing up, like when we were young.
Right back in the day.
I feel like I heard it.
No,
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Fam. All right, I'm on the pod feeling old. I'm going to just continue, man.
Talk about it. Maybe the listeners might know.
Yeah, the listeners going to know. My Crash Bandicoot, man. So they refurbished the game. So it's an older game. They remastered it. You know what I'm saying? You get far. I used to play with my siblings growing up. Like, we'll sit around, take turns when you get to the levels. You know what I'm saying? Be playing for hours. Like, it get hard as you go.
Oh, my aunt said her favorite game. She know what you're talking about.
Okay, Auntie. See? Okay.
TT knows.
Look. So
PlayStation.
I'm playing. I bought this game this Valentine's Day weekend. So I'm kicking it with my girl, and we playing Crash. We excited like we finna play the throwback game, like get it on the new system. Fam, we could not get past the first level.
Oh Lord.
Like I don't remember the game being that hard,
but I think it's just you getting older, man.
No, it's not supposed to be that hard, man. It's a simple game.
Yeah, but I
was hurt over that.
Still though, from like each time that you fail, you damn near learned a little bit more. Like okay,
Cat fella.
That was a good
Me and
question.
her just was like, yeah, it's time for 2K.
Oh Lord, 2K.
Okay.
But I think that analogy makes me think about life in general. Like sometimes it's gonna be those levels of adulting where you just like, okay,
keep
this
hitting
just
it.
ain't it. Like
Yeah.
this ain't for me. Like
Or
some
sometimes-
people like grocery shopping. Like this just not my thing.
I
Like
love
it's not
grocery
my.
shopping.
No, I'm obsessed with it. But I know some people they like.
But it's the
I'm
pay
just
for it.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
order
like
these
pay
groceries
for it.
online.
I need structure when I go to the grocery store.
I need a
don't really
list
be
because if
like-
I go in there without a list, it's that look good. I'm
What
just.
type of mistakes did you make when you first went grocery shopping?
I
just
didn't
got
realize
to
how
the-
when I went to college.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how expensive groceries was, and I thank God for my grandma because she used to send me a care package every semester, and it would last me.
Oh, you had it made.
Man.
Shout out to my grandma. She used to send me a care package.
Package.
And she used to send me, and she used to just like, whatever you want, just send me a list and I'll get it. And literally, that box would last. It used to last me the whole year, and then I would end up giving it away.
So
But-
then the care package just stopped, and it was time for you to go.
No, she
get
still
them?
sent it to me.
Okay.
But that's how close I am to her. And she went to HBCU, so when she was in school back in the day, she was on her own. You know, she knew how it was in school.
So she knew what you needed.
Yeah, she knew what I needed. And just me and her being that close, it was just like off the love. And then my aunt, she gave me a care package, which is like hygiene products. So I didn't need no soap, no.
Oh, you had it made in
But
college.
it's
you
off the
had
love.
people looking up.
It's off the love. Like, that's how my family is. If one got
That's a
it,
blessing.
No, that's
We
how
all
it's supposed
got
to be.
it,
I
so-
feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
like I said, I had a different perspective
That's
in
real
college.
support.
You know, I had the support, I had the village, and I'm very blessed. But I did, you know, if I seen when I was RA for a point in time, one of my residents, she didn't have nothing. I'm like, here, you know, I'm not a gas station, I'm not Kroger, but if I know you need it and you can't afford to get it right now, definitely, I always make sure my residents were straight. That's just
For
me.
sure. Oh,
So,
yeah.
or my friends, always.
Yeah, my grocery mistake was definitely buying all the name brand stuff. Like I had to learn, like sometimes you got to
Yeah.
get the 50-cent cheese or the 50-cent.
And then I
Like,
realized all that stuff is the same. Like, 'cause
it's all the same
I used to
thing,
work
bro.
for. I'm not gonna speak on them. I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna say their name.
cap
But
it, bro. I ain't
that
do
stuff,
bro. I ain't gonna sit up here.
I used to work for a
Bro,
popular
Bro,
grocery
get that
store.
Kroger
I
package.
go in the grocery
Kroger
store.
and the name brand is the exact
I go in the grocery
same
store
thing.
and look exact, bro. Like, I look for the deals, bro.
Yes,
Like when I go in
it's
the grocery
same
store, like
thing.
especially like, bro, because like right now I ain't got, I ain't getting food stamps or nothing like that. So
I
like,
wish I
in
was.
that, right?
Man.
Hook a brother up. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I'm just like, hey, so like when I go in, like, bro, like one day I was in the store and like I used to do that name brand stuff too. Oh yeah, let me go get these Eggos or whatever. Eggos want $4 for 12 waffles or whatever. But then I had seen this deal. It was like some Kroger's, bro.
Kroger, they smart. They will put it right next to it.
It was like 4 boxes of waffles for $5. I was like,
Why
whoa.
would I pass this up?
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna pass
They
this up
they
for?
going in the toaster
Bro.
just like
Yeah.
that.
Bro, exactly. They hit the same, bro. They hit the same. But I
Except
just-
that Simply Lemonade, I'm cashing out.
Yeah.
Oh, my,
for
I
sure.
got
The
to.
blueberry,
I
Simply
got to.
Lemonade
gotta have.
blueberry
Out on
is
it
the
every
best
time.
flavor. The Simply Lemonade blueberry. I'm telling y'all,
Yeah, you
it's
told me.
always
I
sold
gotta
out,
try it.
but it's good. Whew,
gotta try
so
it.
good. So good.
Yeah, that blueberry do
blueberry.
go crazy. But
Okay, so this is kind of like a little fun thing. I wanted us. Could you describe yourself in 5 adjectives or less? Like 5 little words to describe yourself.
Let me cheat. I'm gonna look up some ideas.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
that's wild.
I ain't want to say it, but I forgot what
I was
adjectives
like,
was.
what's that?
It's like it's just like
I've been out the
describe
game for a
yourself.
while.
Like,
No, I'm just playing.
Describing.
okay, I can go
Describe
first.
Adjective.
I would
okay,
say,
teacher.
Nobody
Lord.
tell nobody.
Lord. I would say I'm witty.
It's the glasses for me.
I just started wearing glasses
Is that
too.
a shot or a compliment?
Hey, I like glasses. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I would say I'm witty. I'm very intuitive. Like I'm very into energy and all that stuff.
Use some big words.
I'm smart. I'm smart. I don't need nobody to tell
Go
me
ahead,
I'm
follow
smart.
it up with that.
And then so I need 2 more. I'm very family oriented. I don't know if that's an adjective, but I'm a county. I don't care. And
Goofy.
I'm very. If you know me, I'm very
I'm her
goofy.
best friend, so I would know.
Yeah, I'm very. It's to the point sometimes I can't stop laughing. Yeah,
That's what we got in common.
yeah.
I guess I can say about myself, I'm hungry all the time.
Oh, he can eat like man.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I would say I'm goofy. I'm definitely like an outgoing person. Like I really don't like doing like the same stuff all the time. Like I'm real open to like new experiences.
We're
and
gonna answer that.
Stuff that make me look at life differently and stuff like that. What do you call like somebody that like nature? Nature boy. That's not.
That's you
cool.
describing yourself. You
Yeah,
nature
you like
boy.
nature.
Well, yeah, I like nature, bro.
You
You
like
got
being
3
outside.
bunnies at the crib.
you know what I'm saying? Got the little homies at the crib. Like that's like
Hey, cousin.
that's like what interests me. And then goofy, hungry. I don't know. What you think, best friend? You my best friend.
You're honest. You're very honest.
Yeah.
He don't lie.
I don't be capping.
He don't.
No
He's
cap in
very-
your rap, I
he-
feel you.
He's very stylish. Very stylish.
I can say that I'm stubborn too,
Oh,
because I be stuck in my way sometimes.
he
so.
sometimes he kind of hard headed, but when he learned his lesson, for sure. Yeah.
That's
a Taurus thing, though.
That's a everybody thing. Though.
Yeah.
Everybody is stubborn about something and wanna,
I'm trying to get out of that.
That's my boy. See, he 26. He like fuck all the zodiac. That's everything.
But it's worse. It is.
But
That's just like
I'm gonna break mine down to 3.
Okay.
I was at work all day. And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I'm simple. I think I'm impatient. So that's why it's not like that positive. I'm working on that.
I'm working on that too.
And I think I'm. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I guess charismatic. Like, people know that I'm, nice. Like, I'm a nice person, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I think you the resilient type. Like you.
Yeah, I have my struggles, but
Yeah,
I'm
like-
definitely resilient.
You give me
I
like
ain't
the
gonna
cool
stop. We gonna
dad, the
get
cool
there.
uncle vibes.
Oh,
like,
don't say, come
Dad.
on, now,
like
baby.
no, not
You gotta
sheesh.
hold on. Yeah, call
Not
me.
the pop. She
rewind.
called you
The
pops.
cool
The
uncle.
Not even uncle.
That's a
The
technical
uncle.
foul.
I'm sorry. The cool uncle vibe. You give me really like laid back, chill. Like I'm gonna go to Uncle house because that's the
Yeah,
fun
you
uncle.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no funny business. It's
Yeah, I've been big, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big, bro. Yeah, for sure.
I feel that.
Too big. Too big.
Okay, so I'm cheating a little bit because my job just asked us this in Zoom in a meeting last week, and so I had some of my adjectives
I don't
and
like
describing
cheaters.
words written down. So like some of the things I consider myself as optimistic, like I just always try to find the good in everything, like no matter what. And depending on what I'm like dealing with in life, sometimes like I'm a little pessimistic, but most of the time I'm optimistic. I feel like I'm independent. Like I've been on my own for a while now, and like sometimes I got that independent black woman energy,
girl.
and I be trying. That's like that. We can talk about relationship topics another time,
Oh,
but
that's
sometimes
on
that
here.
hinders my relationship
That's on
because I'll be like, I'm an independent black woman.
I ain't taking no
got-
bulls.
And then I feel like I got a youthful spirit. Like a lot of times people still think I'm in my teens because I'm just like always engaged in like
You definitely the
youth
cheesy
work.
type.
Like it's just always, I don't know. I want to stay this way forever. Like when I'm 50 years old, I still want to be the cool auntie. Like, that's my vibe, my energy. I feel like I'm very passionate. Like my whole life is centered around my passion. Like no matter what I'm doing, it got to have something to do with my passion or I don't want no parts. Like that's how I am. How many adjectives are we saying?
You said 3 and I said 5, so you good if you want to stop.
Y'all gave me my last 2 though.
Oh yeah, we
know?
did. Yeah.
My last one, I'm gonna just say I'm an introvert because a lot of times I used to think that was a negative thing, like being shy, all that. Like it's not like I embrace my introversion now. Like I love being laid back, and introversion is more so about like I recharge by myself. Like I can be in the crowd and I can interact with people, and that's cool. And I could be an extrovert for a minute, but I love to recharge and be by myself and like be completely away from people and do my own thing. So I love being an introvert, and I think people should embrace introversion for real.
I'm the only child on one side, so I definitely feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that. So we have another pack question. He said he had a 2-part question, but I'm gonna give one right now. He said, "What's the best way to separate your priorities from your wants?" That's something he struggles with.
Man, I still struggle with
I still struggle with this to this day.
I got a bit of an answer, but you know what I'm saying? It's like practice what you preach, so you just got to keep practicing. Till
Yeah.
It's like habit, but I think well, I was talking to Dorian Yeah, we chopped it up after y'all left the other
I'm
night,
sorry,
you know
I had
what
to
I'm
leave
saying?
early.
Just bro, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
go ahead.
They always trying to do something without us. It's
right.
cool.
It's okay. We gonna. It's okay.
But but I was just telling them one thing I find works for me in times when I struggle with that. Either I'm writing or I'm not writing as much. So like journaling, just my thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Writing down plans, goals, weekly goals. I need to do this today. Just get up in the morning and do that. When I'm doing that, I'm just sharper. I'm thinking better. If I'm driving, I'm like, damn, I'm hungry. Let me stop at Culver's. Nah, I actually got some pasta I can make.
Right.
Just go to the crib, cook that. Opposed to, you know what I'm saying, stopping and getting that food, spending money you don't need to. It's like small stuff like that. And
Okay,
I think for me, writing stuff down and seeing my goals on paper helps me stay sharp with that. And when I don't do it, I be slacking.
For me personally, the best way to separate your priorities from your wants is knowing what the end goal is or what you're trying to achieve. If you know, like for me, I'm trying to save to make a big purchase. It's like, okay, I got money in the bank, I got food at home. It's like the satisfaction. I know I'm gonna feel bad after I go to Culver's or Qdoba, and I know I got food in the house. And then
I think a part of the big difference though is like women in their 20s is different, especially like women like you and Imani who got their head on straight. You know, y'all are ambitious and doing things for yourself, very independent. Y'all know how to take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
Like, y'all brain work different from a 20-something-year-old dude that's your same age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you feel like
we ain't got it all?
It's just, I don't know. I think with being
Like we know that end goal, just like you saying, but we
but
still gonna fuck up. We gonna
bro,
fuck up.
it all come back down to discipline, bro.
It really do.
That's all that it come back down to is just knowing that you want something and that if you set out, like if you just like go on a different route, that you ain't gonna accomplish that. So it's just like you gotta know like what your wants and your needs are.
And then it's also setting yourself up to, you know, not to fail. Like if you know certain stuff, like you know your triggers, or you know, like if your friends is the reason why you always going out to eat, tell them, hey, look, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to save a little money. If we could do something at the crib, I'm down. But if y'all trying to go out to drinks every weekend, I can't do it.
Stop always.
What about what y'all think about like being realistic too? Like, like okay, say I know through last month I did horrible. This is just an example. I'm not saying this for real. I ate out 20 times out of the 30 days of the month. You know what I'm saying? And this month I just want to cut that down.
I didn't did
to
that.
5.
I didn't did that.
Right. So like you saying, you're not saying like I'm just not gonna eat out at all.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
not
moderation.
realistic?
It's all in moderation.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I definitely in college.
And you gonna psych yourself out.
In my college, I realized I was spending way too much money on fast food, and I'm like, okay. So me and my friend was talking. She like, yeah, I'm spending too much food on money too, you know. So we basically put our money together, we bought some stuff to help us prepare some food, and we went in on groceries and all that stuff. So it's like you just kind of have the people around you. Like I was lucky enough to have somebody who was like, okay, I see that I need to stop spending money on food too. Let's come up with a solution. And it's all about your environment.
Yeah.
No, we didn't buy nothing. We didn't do that.
Some stamps.
No, I wish. We bought a skillet. No.
There's a question in the audience on our Facebook page. It says, what do y'all think of parents who make their high school students pay rent or pay them money to stay with them?
Okay, I don't know. I really don't know too many cases to where that is like automatically like always the thing, but I've been in situations or known situations where it's just like, sometimes it just be moms need help, bro.
I feel like it's
but
about
I don't feel like that's.
But I think that's different from
like
getting a job and saying, I know moms need help, let me give her this.
Yeah.
Then the mom saying,
you don't got a choice.
and not even right. What if it's a well-off family that doesn't need the help, and they just saying you still need to
pay?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I
feel like
I think it's very different scenarios. Like, I've seen and heard of cases where, like, it is a well-off family, but they want to prepare their student to be able to pay real world, like, bills in the real world. When they get to that place, when they graduate, they just practicing, or they'll have them work at the family business and give them a bill to pay so that they are getting in the habit that, like, everything just not going to be given to you in life. But then I also know scenarios, and I've been in a position where at a certain age, my mom was like, you're going to pay your own phone bill, or you're not going to have a phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm sure if she was in a position at the time where she could just pay every single bill, she would have, or she probably wanted me to learn, you know, wanted me to learn on my own as well. And I'm grateful that she did do that, because now I'm learning, like, and I'm seeing the importance of paying bills and things like that. So those are like a few different scenarios I could think of as like of that happening. And I have students right now who gotta work. They work in plenty hours every week because they parents need extra money in the house. So.
And I grew up where my mom didn't force me to help or anything like that, but it was like, okay, I'm gonna take care of the bare necessities, but if you want to go out to eat with your friends or you want some new shoes, you're gonna have to work. And I can understand that. It's all about the intent. She was teaching me responsibility, like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure you straight in the house, but anything after that, you 16 now.
I think that's what it was to my mom too. She just like, well, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of got to that point where it was like moms was doing everything she could for me, but it was like, if you want more, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to get more for yourself. So it's like, that's kind of the point. That's where I kind of, instantly, like, once I figured that out, like, that's how it was gonna be. Like, I was like 13, 14 trying to get a job, because I'm like, bro, like, if she gonna take care of everything else,
and you know what's coming too, you like you can drive soon,
right? So like,
ready for when that comes.
So like in certain ways, but moms she ain't had me paying no bills or anything like that.
My dad either.
The only bills that I had to pay was like I said, like stuff that I wanted, like if I wanted a phone, like your phone bill, like stuff like that. I ain't always had that luxury having somebody paying my phone bill or whatever. But I feel like what that did was it set me up though. Like, I always knew, like, well, you want your phone on, you got to keep your phone, you got to pay your bill. So I mean,
and it's not like I don't pay rent, but I do help my mama out when she need it. Like, if I'm out, can you grab me this? Yeah, I got you, mama. Or putting gas in the car. It's just the little stuff, that you just. It's like, I don't pay for it, but I'm going to pay you back in a different way kind of thing. Just, so I know family members that make their kids pay rent, and it's just a responsibility thing. Now, I can't judge you, or, I can't judge their parenting, but if you're giving $100 a month, that ain't breaking your pockets, especially if you're working full time. I can get that, contributing to the household.
But it's like half of the rent or whole rent.
It's to the point where you stressing your child out, where they really working. To pay
even $100 for a high schooler, like that was a lot to me in high school.
You gotta think $100
a month
for a high schooler,
because if they making like $7 an hour, $8 an hour,
and most high schoolers not working.
I was making
like 20 hours, right? So
let alone a person in high school that's playing.
It probably be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I feel like some parents, they do stuff like, they'd be like, well, in my parent, if I was a parent, I probably do stuff like that, like, oh, well, I might need you to do this, but I'm really setting you up like an account. Like, I'm putting all of this money in this account. And
you won't even know.
And I give it to you type shit.
Yeah.
Like, like
that's something I would do.
I feel like that's a nice way to do it. Like, because obviously they going to hate giving you that money, but it's like you taking that little bit away from them. It's not allowing them just to go blowing on dumb.
And it's teaching them something.
Teaching them the value of money, definitely.
I think what we all agree on is that it's like the intent. That's something that you said, like the intent behind it. Like, not when they taking advantage of their kids and taking their money. We don't think that that's smooth, but
I don't even think it's bad to say, look, like, we struggling a little bit. I need 100 of that check. Like,
especially,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just grew up. I was raised in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, families help each other. If you can be 15 and your mama been taking care of you all your life, like, bro, get that $100 up so the lights he can stay on.
That's the least.
So that's the least. Brothers and sisters can eat.
But that's a very mature perspective, because when I was younger, I used to be mad as a mug if I had to give my mom anything, and she wasn't like trying to take all my money ever and anything like that. But every now and then, if it was something like, or if I wanted something extra for my birthday or something like that, like putting money towards it, I used to be salty though, like, dang, why I got to do this? But then as a mature adult, what you just said, like, that's the least we can do.
I feel like like we don't really like, bro, just like going to the grocery store, like we never really understood like how much shit it really was until like it was time for us to go.
Man,
and we doing that for one person. Imagine doing that for a whole household.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we be thinking this is wrong, but like you got little bro over there.
I couldn't imagine.
So the next question or subject, I want to talk about like just childhood and family. And the question that I had, the first question is, do you believe that where you come from determines where you go in life? Yes or no?
I feel like environment plays a big role in who you are, but I don't necessarily feel like that dictate who you become because at the end of the day, you still got to take those steps.
You run that back. Say that again.
That's
a quote. You need to write that down.
I can't even say it back because I freestyled that. But like, yeah, I feel like it don't really dictate that. Like, because at the end of the day, like, I done grew up around not the most positive stuff, but I'm doing some of the most positive stuff.
But look at it the way your brain works. Like, God bless your brain to look at that negative stuff and say, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I can't let this happen. You know what I'm saying? So it did affect you in a way, but it's not in the way where you copy what you saw.
Right. I feel like my way was, I feel like I kind of had, I seen my decision, like, was seeing my environment and stuff like that. I seen all of that type of stuff as choices. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my hand was never forced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my living situation wasn't the best, but I didn't wake up and was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna go jump in the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took every alternative route, but that was because I was taking heed to, like, the stuff that was going on around me. Like, if I got big brothers and stuff and they in the streets and they going to jail and stuff like that and they constantly looking over their shoulders or they, you know what I'm saying, they getting shot at and stuff like why would I want that same thing? Like, it might be money in that, but it's not really, you know what I'm saying, no long living in that. So I just feel like, I feel like what my environment didn't make me out to be that way because I took pages from people's books, you know what I'm saying, like cheat codes and made them my own, you know, adding to my stuff.
I definitely. Do I believe where you come from determines where you will go? No, because I feel like the family that I had, they poured into me and tried to make sure that I was better than what they were in any aspect that they could. Like, my mom always told me she wanted to give me the life that she never had, and which she feels like she was successful in, and I'm grateful for that. But I really feel like it's about the person. It's about your perspective, how you look at things, and also your family dynamic. You know, some people, they might have to jump in the streets because that's all they know.
So,
or some people
that's what I'm saying. Some people, that's all
they know.
You know,
so it's like
that's really that. You know,
it can affect you positively or negatively. It's all up to you if you let it. You know, kind of what you want to be in life. If you know you don't want that life, you won't let it affect you. You'll do everything in your power not to. So I feel like it can or it can't type of question.
I feel like it definitely. I don't think it determines who you become in life. Like, I'm pretty much saying everything that y'all said, and I'm just thinking about like celebrities and their experiences and how they became who they are, despite. Like, I think about Oprah right away. Like,
how you know that's true?
Huh? Yeah, that's very true. You're right. But I also know people. I know people locally who I went to school with. Thinking of people like Ishtar, like you know, people say you can't make it out of Milwaukee. People who like left Milwaukee and literally.
Lakia, is that her name? Is that Lakia?
Shout out Lakia, man.
She going crazy. She going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only example that I was really thinking of, and I specifically, when I hear questions like this, I think about Oprah, like coming from Chicago and then having some roots in Milwaukee as well, and then rising to the level that she is now. I know you got your beef with Oprah, but but at the same time, I think like at the very surface of it, like she's been able to like do amazing things and tell people stories in a beautiful way. And that's what I admire about her. And so me being able to see that representation of like she came from the Midwest like me, and she like got to that level. That's very inspiring. Despite like she definitely should talk about more social justice issues and everything like that. But at the very surface of it, like I'm really inspired by that. And I guess that goes to the conversation around representation being important. Like when we see people that came from the same experiences that we did actually make it in a way that we have goals to make it in, like like that's when you become unstoppable. That's why these kids need to see examples. They need to see stuff like this, the podcast we doing. Like when we was younger, we probably didn't even think this was an option. No. And now like we had an idea and a vision and we brought it to life. Like this is just the beginning. So
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna be on the opposing end of.
You gonna be devil's advocate?
It's not even that. I just think that I look at it differently than y'all do. Because I agree with all of y'all, but I think that means that your family and the things you see and the things you grow up with does affect how you live your life. Because it just depends on how you think about it. And I think a lot of people are blessed enough to realize that things don't have to be a cycle, or things can change for them, or take opportunities, and also people get lifted out of situations too. A lot of people have help, and little glimpses of light where they can grab on and find opportunities. So I think it affects you because you get to think like you said.
But does it determine it though? Like affect, like do that determine the outcome? Like in a way when you like. If you think about all the young people in Milwaukee on the north side, all the young people that live on Burleigh, because they live on Burleigh, that's going to determine where they get to go, or it's just going to have an impact. But like you said, like some of them may get that glimpse of light where they like, and they grasp onto that.
I honestly feel like it's multiple factors.
Yeah,
like, think about it. Think about it. Like for example, like I'm a middle child or whatever, so like a lot of the stuff that like my brother was around, my older brother was around before me. So, like, obviously, he probably seen my mom at a different state. Yeah. All type of stuff. So, like, at that time, his situation probably felt like, bro, I got to help, like, right now. But me growing up, I seen it from a different light. Probably seen him going through those things, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to go a different route. I feel like it could be, like, a state, a position of, like, in your family,
perspective.
too. Perspective, too, because, like... Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like them first childs be, like, right up under, like, the mom, the pop. Like, that'd be, like, the first baby type thing. So it's just, like...
They get a different experience.
They be feeling like a different type of responsibility to help. So, like, they might take some impulsive decisions and try to, help out the house and stuff like that. But it's probably not what they really, want to do. But they just feel like it's my duty, like, you know what I'm saying, to be the one to step up and help.
It's definitely a feeling of responsibility. I'm the oldest child, so I get that. Yeah.
And I see what you're saying, Drew. Like, you literally saying, like, your environment is going to play a role in how, you, like, your life, like, no matter how you try to spin it. Like, you, and that goes to, that's a conversation around trauma, too. Like, the trauma you experience is going to have an impact in your life, especially if you don't address it. Like, it's going to carry on with you.
I get what y'all saying. So, like, what I'm just saying is, like, the little piece, like, you see those people, and like you were saying, like, the celebrities or, like, different people you see make it or, like, be successful. They come from situations you're not supposed to make it out of, but that's what drove them to work as hard, and that's what gives them that fight and fire to get to where they need to go. And it's like, it's some people that's like in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know how to work hard and like can work hard, but like don't always put their pedal to the metal, you know what I'm saying? Because they never felt like they had to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or they
when you feel like you desperate, fam, like that pushes some people to just go straight
I feel like that's when I work my best. It's like when the back is against the wall.
But when you ain't gotta be like that,
that's even better.
But you don't want to be
I'm just talking about like, out of experience. That's why I feel like that's when a lot of the best things happen.
And it's something... it's something that you said that I just want to add to.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, you said, like, if they feel like they don't have to, they're not going to do it. But also sometimes people feel, especially black people, we feel like even if we do put in all this hard work, as black people, we just determined to fail. Like, some people legit feel that way, like, feel like the world is set up for us to fail. And so with that mindset, like, I see a lot of times. Exactly. So I see what you're saying.
And I have to get myself out of that. And my mom's helped me a lot with that, too. Like, stop feeling like you failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go through those periods of times and, like, feeling like failure or like feeling too down on yourself, you'll sit in that, like, and it'll hold you back when you're supposed to just be going or like taking a little step by step to get yourself out of a situation or something. Like,
hey, they saying some real stuff.
So I want to talk about our last topic, relationships. Not necessarily romantic, it could be platonic or romantic, but in your 20s, like, how do you feel like the people around you can affect your 20s? Like,
Man,
obviously, we all heard that quote. You know what I'm saying? Hang with two bums, you're gonna be the third. You know.
I was gonna say, let me get my just because I'll let y'all trickle down.
Okay.
The elder in the room that
Yeah.
you said.
Oh, elder.
yeah. So basically, like, how does romantic or platonic relationships play into your 20s?
Wait, say that again.
How does either romantic or platonic, whatever you want to touch on, like, play into your 20s? Like, can it? You feel
So
like
this
you
goes
get what I'm
both
saying?
ways.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
My comment is gonna go both ways,
Okay.
romantically and platonic,
Cool.
family,
Okay.
friends.
Yeah.
Like you said, like I think 50 Cent said it. Like if you hang around a crackhead, you gonna end up smoking crack, which might not be true, but you're not gonna use your time wisely around no crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta put the energy that you want to create and be in. You have to surround yourself around that. And I learned that lesson the hard way in romantic relationships and in platonic relationships with my friends, with like, people I'm just cool with. Like, you got to really pay attention, and that don't mean shun people. It don't mean ignore people. It don't mean you can't love them, can't be cool with them. But it means like you got to realize like I'm on this, and they not on that. So they don't care if they might care about me, but they might not care if this decision can deter me from my plan. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not thinking the same way you thinking.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just standards. Like I feel like the relationships, platonic or romantic, either way, I feel like they necessary because they teach you stuff. Like I would never tell, like, I don't know, even me, bro. Like even when I even these little puppy love relationships and stuff that people be or.
So you've adjusted your standards.
Yeah, I feel like for real though. Like I feel like I'm not like I feel like every time I go through like a relationship or friendship and it ends or whatever, I feel like I learn more about myself. Like real, like just being for real. Because I mean, like, well, maybe with relationships more than like the platonic way. Because you not always. I guess I'm not always geek to get in a relationship, but I mean, like I might be more cool to having a friend or something like that. But just like having standards, bro, knowing what you want, like learning more, like I feel like you gotta tap in with yourself before you try to be, with everybody else, or before you can really choose what your crowd is, and like who you want to be with and stuff.
Yeah.
So I watched a podcast yesterday that said the title was "You Shouldn't Date in Your 20s," and when you asked that question, it immediately made me think of that. And when I read the title, I'm like,
be in a relationship?
Yeah, you shouldn't be in a relationship in your 20s.
That a lot,
And I've heard things like that, but in the way the podcast started, I was just like, no, like I'm gonna like be in a relationship. But then I listened to it and I wholeheartedly agree with every word of the podcast.
So how do you feel?
And I agree. Like it was a couple, a young couple. I think they was in their 30s, but they talked about their dating experience throughout their 20s and how it was imperative that they waited till they like really, like we asked in the beginning, do you feel like you really know yourself? Like not to say you have to have it all figured out and know yourself completely before you engage with another person on a serious level, but like they made a lot of sense and understanding how healthy their relationship was based on that mindset and them being patient with themselves and kind of just dating. Not to say that every person they dated had to be the person they was going to be with for the rest of their life, but when you do get to a point like this, the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, like that's a huge decision. And trying to make that in your 20s where this is such a like pivotal moment in our life, it's so like it's a roller coaster.
So do you think it's important then to date just to date? We got to make that a normal thing.
I
like
think
why?
that should definitely
Like
be
don't
normal.
nobody just see a woman that they. I ain't even gonna put it like that because I'm gonna stick up for the niggas, for my brothers, for my white friends, for everybody. That's male gender. We'll see a woman that we like are attracted to and like say, that don't mean that you want that girl to be your girlfriend just off top. You might just want to go to dinner with her. I think we need you guys, the females, the women need to help make that normal. Like it's okay to go on a date. I'm saying help make it normal.
I feel like
Okay,
it's
okay.
different. it's some outliers on both sides that make it weird. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
What's up?
Just Dutch date. I already know where you finna go with this. You can
Go talk.
What you mean?
Dutch dating, man.
No,
Let's meet each other out to have a good time.
No,
you pay for your stuff, I pay for mine.
Hey, listen,
So you can enjoy somebody's company. That's what dating is.
you know, I agree to all of that. To be honest, but honestly, how I feel with this,
But is that a wait? If
with the dating period though, I feel like if I ask you out on a date,
Date.
it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I ask you out on a date, I'm paying for it. 'Cause
Right.
I asked you.
No, that's
to,
a fact.
To accompany.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
get down
But
like that.
I feel like if we just like, oh, what you on? Like we just like, or is this our first time linking? I feel like depending on how the date go or how we link, that could depend on if you get your shit paid for.
Exactly.
Like,
that
it's
too,
just
because
like-
it could just be
I just
somebody
feel
you
like
think
you
is
should-
cool, you hang out with
Yeah,
them,
like I
or
feel like
meet
we
up.
should just
Yeah.
go in stuff like in these type of situations with like really no expectations. Like you got your standards, so if this person don't meet your standards, obviously this ain't gonna be the person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
I feel like every
so the
female, even if
difference
you know
between
he got to pay
standards
for it,
and
you should still have enough
ooh,
covered. What you
that,
say?
is that another?
He
topic?
just made a different, like the. It's a difference between standards and expectations.
Oh yeah, because I have a standard. I mean, you have a standard, and that you might not necessarily meet that standard, or I have expectation, and you might not necessarily meet that, and that's okay. Now, I feel like a lot of people in our generation they settle. It's a lot of settling going on.
Because they want it's microwave. They want something right
Bro,
now.
it's everything, bro. I feel like I'm telling you, nobody don't take their time no more, bro. I
So-
feel like it's
so-
just fast.
So look, let me ask this. We got we don't have a lot of time, but we got a real good question from Stella.
Okay.
She said she's seen a lot of stuff going around saying that us people down, in the normal world, working world, need to unfollow celebrities. What y'all think about that?
I feel like everybody needs to unfollow the Shade Room because that is just the Shade Room is just so like every time you look on the Shade Room, it's something like I wouldn't say necessarily good, but it's like it's always something like. Every time you look on there, somebody cheating, or it's like they always be highlighting. It's mostly, I wouldn't say bad stuff,
So,
but
like,
it's
gossip
It
pages.
ain't like positivity, and I don't
About
really
the black community.
about the black
yeah.
community. It's like you putting, they be shady
Just like the
and
love
putting
and
out.
hip-hop
Literally the
shit. I don't
shade
like
room.
that. I don't like the love and hip hop
Yeah.
shit either, 'cause I just feel like that just put us in a bad light all the time. We always on there fighting.
She was saying as far as saying like unfollow celebs
Mm-hmm.
and as a part of the Eat the Rich plan. You get what I mean? Like
Like, don't
We-
give them as much attention because
right.
like,
They like okay, so example. Say 50% of the men that follow Instagram models just stop following all the Instagram models they follow.
they wouldn't be as
That's money.
yeah.
For these women that literally, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
For saying that. They not doing anything, and they getting plenty money. You know what I'm saying? Like just to upload some pictures to Instagram. Now,
They
Imani or
working smart.
Deshaun can be uploading these pictures, but they just don't have 1 million followers, so they not getting $100,000 for wearing
wish I
Fashion
was.
Nova or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we are putting money into their pockets through this now because social media is so monetized. Like so, I think
I
that's
feel
what
like-
that's the angle she was asking from.
I feel like when you think about it like that, yes, I feel like you could be selective in who you follow and who you put your time and energy to. Because, like you said, you are putting money in their pocket. So if I know you just really doing it for the money, or you not like say, for example, if you a black influencer, you not supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, you not supporting stuff that's really important in the culture or what's going on in society, then maybe I might unfollow you because I'm like you a little too silent for me. Maybe you trying to protect your white counterparts or these brands and stuff. So like a lot of these brands who support diversity, when they weren't really speaking out about stuff that was going on, it kind of show you like where people really stand for it. Because if you really stand for something, the money don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So it can. I say like you can.
Can everybody tell the difference when people just saying something just to
say
keep
it?
their brand alive or
Yeah.
make sure they on the right side? Like earlier in the summer, right?
Yeah, we
when
was seeing
all this
all of
stuff
that,
happened,
yeah, with the Black
all
History stuff.
all
Mm-hmm.
the brands was coming out saying they support like. All them people don't
Where
support
they at now?
black people or care about black people, but they care about their business still making the money they
Yeah.
need to make. You know what I'm saying? So,
I just
Yeah.
Stella, I'm with you.
Yeah. That was a
I don't
good
care
question.
about celebrities.
Yeah.
I
Forget
don't
them
really-
niggas.
I ain't gonna
But
really
yeah.
support. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like
Except
it's just
Rihanna.
all about
I'm
what
never
you want.
unfollowing
Yeah.
Rihanna.
Right.
I'll never
Of course.
unfollow Rihanna.
Okay, so
Bad gal.
we're almost out of time, but I definitely want to definitely introduce a new segment that I want to keep bringing onto the show. The title is called Run Them Pockets. Basically, in a nutshell, it's like a money checkup where we talk about, well, we get all in them pockets and we talk about anything and everything money. So kind of I want to base it off the topics that we talk about throughout the show. So since we kind of talked about being in our 20s and all that stuff that entails, I kind of want to give one a pocket fact, which is like a fact that's going on. And for this example, it's going to be talking about being in your 20s, and then a pocket tip, which is I give you the fact and then I give you something to help with it or help with the episode, basically what I want to do. So my pocket fact is, according to the new Pew Research Analysis Center for the monthly, they basically do stuff for the Census Bureau with the data and all that stuff. In July of 2022, I said 2022, Lord Jesus, in 2020, during the admin of the COVID, all this was going on, 52% of young adults resided with one or both of their parents, which is up from February of 2020. Due to COVID. So basically what that means is, since COVID happened, most of us in our age group were living at home. And that's the highest peak since the Great Depression. So this is across the board for all racial and ethnic groups, men and women, those living in rural and metropolitan areas. Basically, all of us was living at home. With that being said, if this applies to you, my advice would be to take advantage. For that can mean for anybody, if that means creating a budget, if you need to create a budget, 50% of your needs, 50% of your money goes to your needs, 20% goes to what your wants is, and the other 30% goes to saving. That could be an option for you. Or maybe creating an emergency fund, like Dorian said. He got a new house, new apartment, keeping up with that, having an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of your expenses are already stored away. So when that rainy day do come, if you got to fix something in your house or if your car break down, you already got that settled. So just creating them habits to help you take advantage of this time. If you living at home, if you're not paying rent, put somebody up. Or like I say with me, eating at home, saving that money. If you know you at home, cook more. You know what I'm saying? Go grocery shopping, stuff like that.
All the little stuff
add up. So like I said, if you at home right now, if you living with moms, you living with your dad, your grandma, whoever, take advantage of that. Like, really save them coins. Do what you got to do. Stay diligent. I know it's hard, but COVID right now, we really can't do nothing. Well, you really shouldn't. But if you are, be smart about it. That's really what I want to talk about. But that's pretty much it for this episode. Anybody?
We want to end this episode off with just shouting out a few local artists, people doing good things around the city.
Yeah.
Today I want to shout out my boy Greg Hamilton with Savage Customs. When I had the store open and everything, he was up in there painting my wall. Dude, man, he's so cool. Like, he doing good things out here. He just dropped like some shirts and stuff like that. Y'all should go check him out. But yeah, that's my guy for today. Anybody else got somebody?
For me, I want to give a shout out to Troy Tyler. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's super dope artist here in Milwaukee. He was just on Rick Ross' Tiny Desk, and that's huge for somebody coming from the city to be able to put on for the city in that way. Super dope. He out of town right now, and he with Neo. Like, he got Neo on his Instagram story, and I think that's just amazing. Like I was saying earlier about representation, that's dope to see people from our city doing big things. So
yes, most definitely.
You want to go?
Yeah, my artist is a musical artist. My little sister Peyton, y'all already knew.
Shout out Pete.
Shout out to her.
Go stream her latest song, 7 Seconds. It's on all streaming platforms. Show her some love.
And then I would like to shout out a fellow Milwaukee photographer. He goes by Sean McCrae. You can follow him on Instagram at I am Sean McCrae, SHAWN McCrae. He does photography, photo shoots, modeling, photography, anything you need with a camera. He got you. He did my pictures, weddings, prom pictures.
This is gonna be wedding season
clubs,
soon.
all that. He do all that. So editing, if you need Instagram influencers, if y'all need y'all pictures and stuff edited.
A lot of y'all niggas think y'all can rap. Hit him up for the music videos.
You know what I'm saying? Hit him up. So that's pretty much what we.
Hey, visual that visual like aspect of the music. That's definitely big.
Them business.
Definitely not what
He
YouTube.
does business too.
That's definitely big.
Logos,
bro,
so. Promotional videos.
I honestly feel like, bro, you gotta think about it. A lot of these rappers not even. I ain't saying them, but they ain't the best. But they videos be tight, bro. Yeah. So I feel like you gotta have something that be attention seeking.
Yeah.
And some type of creativity.
Yeah, for sure.
So
what we gonna leave our viewers with? We got a question to leave them with. Anybody?
My question for them is
Malcolm and
somebody know.
Get back. Oh, Judas and the Black Messiah.
I didn't. No,
I ain't watching.
Okay, so we got some homework.
The girl.
Yeah, I don't know, right? What's up with them? That's why we
right,
be doing
and we're
stuff.
wrapping up.
Right.
Homework for our viewers. If you have not watched the Judas and Messiah movie,
don't feel bad.
Please
I didn't
go
either.
watch it, and also do not only just watch the movie. Do your own research. Do some extra research about Fred Hampton.
Black History Month is all year round.
Huey Newton. Yeah.
So it ain't just February.
Go read something, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Google works.
Health is wealth.
Support black businesses. But yeah, we out, y'all.
Your ass to the doctor.
We hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. Got a chance to get to know us a little bit better. We'll see y'all next time.
We out.
Peace.